Hi guys, I hope you are all doing well, and honestly I'm happy to be doing videos again. Honestly, I will apologise that I've not been releasing any videos out in the past, because obviously the past couple of weeks, maybe months even, like there has been some problems at home and all that, so but I can promise you now we are back. So in this video today I want to talk about Sunderland, because obviously there's been a lot of talks going around about like who will leave the club if we don't get promoted and who we might sign if we do get promoted. So that's why we really want to talk about today, because honestly, like, mate, there's loads of answers right going on in my head right now about Chris Rigg, Job, Sirkin, Hume, even Patterson, Dan Neil and all that. Like, them 6 players could leave the club personally, so that's why like I just want to talk about them first, then go on about who we would sign if we did get promoted. So Howie, let's get straight on with it. Go on, how are the lads? So starting off with Joe Bellingham, I really think Joe Bellingham needs to stay at Sunderland another season. I think, like, obviously he's 18 now. He's obviously not getting any younger, and obviously he has been taking interest from teams like from Germany, Dortmund, Leipzig, even Premier League West Ham have been after him, well, monitoring him anyway. But I feel like if he stayed at Sunderland, if we do get promoted next season, if he performs well in the Championship, in the Premier League next season, right, if we do get promoted, I really think he could go on to be like his brother. Obviously, we all know that he's trying to like take a new step into his career. Like, he doesn't want to be like known because of his brother. He wants to take his own like personal step into football. That's why he changed his name to Job for like on his shirt. And I do really respect that. At the end of the day, like, if I had a brother who was world top class, I would want to take my own path. But like I said though, like, I really do think Job would be an absolute hero at Sunderland if he stays like for one more season, but I really don't think he will. Obviously, you've got Leipzig after him, Dortmund, who else? West Ham after him. There's loads of teams who's after him, honestly, but I really do hope he stays. Next, Chris Rigg. Honestly, everyone knows how good of a player he is. He's just won, I think it was Young Championship Player of the Season award, and honestly, like, what a player he is going to become in the future. Obviously, like, we do want him to stay personally, because like obviously with like promotion on the push, but if we don't get promoted this year, like, he will definitely be out the door. Like, honestly, like, the teams what are after him at the moment is absolutely unbelievable. Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, like all the top 6 teams are after him. And honestly, like, if we do end up selling, we will get some serious money off this player just alone. I don't want to see it happen, but at the end of the day, like, he will be a really good player in the future. Even like, I read something about being monitored by Real Madrid as well. I'll just get the link up right now, just there, as you can just see right here. Honestly, right, I really do hope he actually goes to Real Madrid. I don't think he will. Like, if a Sunderland player ended up at Real Madrid, that would be some statement on the club. And honestly, like, our academy is absolutely brilliant. We've got who's came through our ranks at the moment. Like, Jordan Pickford has came through the ranks. Jordan Henderson, Chris Rigg. Who else is on now? Tommy Watson. Obviously, he's going to Brighton. I'm not even going to talk about him because I think like what he's done is an absolute snaky. But like I said, Chris Rigg is going to be an absolute hell of a player, like, for any club when he gets older. Obviously, Newcastle were after him as well, but obviously we refused to sell him to Newcastle because obviously it is our rival. So I really do hope he ends up staying though. Really do hope, because he is a brilliant player at the end of the day. Anthony Patterson. Well, what can I say about him? Brilliant player. Brilliant goalkeeper even. But he's very sloppy with his feet at times. He pulls off. He's a great shot stopper. You know what? He reminds me of Jordan Pickford when he was a bit younger. You say, like, obviously he was getting slow at Jordan Pickford when he was in the England team because he couldn't hardly kick the ball like up in the air properly, and that's what Patterson had as well. What's what Patterson's having right now, and obviously, like, he makes key mistakes where he drops the ball and whatever. But I think Everton was after him about a couple of months ago, and honestly, if we can get 15 to 20 million off Patterson, that is a bargain. Patterson is a really good goalkeeper. Honestly, he can walk into any team. Probably not every team in the Premier League, but honestly most like bottom half teams in the Premier League would be really lucky to have him, because obviously he will just get better and better. He's still a young goalkeeper at the end of the day. He's like 24, 25, even. Probably not even that. Obviously, Sunderland's got a really young squad. But like I said, like, if we do end up keeping him, then it would be good on the club, because he is a really good goalkeeper. But the fact is, though, like, he's sloppy with his feet. I've always said, like, Simon Moore needs to get in ahead of him. I don't know why. I just really think, like, Simon Moore, when he was in for he got 2 clean sheets in a row, but then all of a sudden he just got dropped all of a sudden. But like I said, Patterson's a really good goalkeeper if you train him really, really well. So yeah, if we can get about 15 to 20 million off Patterson, mate, we've got to sell up and just get even a better goalkeeper like Kalecha from Liverpool, because obviously he's not getting much game time at Liverpool either, and obviously he's gonna be sick after early, because obviously like a top keeper like Kalecha is on 10 grand a week. That is still a lot of money, but in footballers' ways, it's not. So if he did come to the club, I would imagine that he'd be on 30 or 40k a week. So on the club there, on Sunderland there, onto you would be brilliant. 25 million, get him in, boom. Next one, personally, Dennis Cirkin. I think Dennis Cirkin's really, really is good enough to walk into a Premier League side, like the bottom half, like a Brentford side or something. Obviously, you've got Brentford, like, obviously pushing for, like, Europe and now, obviously, if they keep Adam Mbeumo next season. But like I said, I really do think that Cirkin could walk into a team like either like Leeds next season, or any promoted side next season, because he is a fantastic player. If you can keep him fit, he's probably up there as one of the best left backs in the Championship, easily. But if we can get around about 10 to 15 million off him, it would be absolutely brilliant. I think obviously Patterson's a little bit worth more than Cirkin, because obviously Cirkin can make mistakes sometimes. Obviously, like, the past couple of weeks for Sunderland, he has been injured, so that's why we've had to play Leo Hojjelda. But I really do think Cirkin would walk into any bottom half Premier League side easily. 10 to 15 million, boom. Trey Hume, one of my favourite players at Sunderland. What a player he is. He could walk into a Man United side. That's how good he is. Obviously, you know, like, Man United has been struggling lately, but what I think would happen is, obviously, you know what Man United's like, right? Their squad this season has been diabolical. The players what they have got this season, right? They've got Mazraoui. He hasn't been top notch for them. Diego Dallo, he struggled as well. I think every single Man United player has struggled this season, so it's waste time like just pointing one out. I think Bruno Fernandes realistically is the only player who has done well for Man United this season, but I really do think Trey Hume could walk into a Man United side easily, like how poor their team is, and like I think he could improve their squad. Obviously, this season for Sunderland, he's been an absolute rock. I think he's been injured like once for about 2 weeks. That's it. He's not injury prone. I wouldn't sell him for less than 20 million. He's an absolute brilliant player, and honestly, like, if we don't get promoted this season, they will be out the door. Him especially. He'll be the first player out that door, because he's that good of a player, Trey Hume. So honestly, I really do say good luck to him. But like I said, we have got to try and keep ahead of him, because if we do end up getting promoted, that'll be massive on the club. And honestly, the young players what we have today, like Trey Hume's only like 23, 24-year-old, even that, not even that, to be fair. And honestly, we need to keep ahead of him, like, because he is a brilliant player. The captain, Dan Neil, the organiser, brilliant defender, absolute solid in defence. The only problem I have with Dan Neil is he slows the game down a hell of a lot. And that's why, personally, if we could get about 20 or 25 million off him, right, honestly, that'll be an absolute amazing transfer fee for Sunderland to go ahead and buy an even experienced and better player than Dan Neil. Nothing wrong with Dan Neil. Honestly, he's a homegrown player. He came through. He's another one who came through the academy as well. He's another thingy from the academy. So honestly, what a player Dan Neil is. Honestly, if he does end up leaving like next season, I do wish him the best of luck. But 15 to 20 million easily would be an absolute massive statement and transfer fee for Sunderland. Right, going on to who we should sign if we do get promoted this season to the Premier League. Personally, number one, I know people are going to call us out for this, but I'd personally sign Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain from Besiktas, is it? 31-year-old, sign him for about 3 or 4 million. You've got a player you've got a player on your club. Honestly, what a player he is. Honestly, like, when he was at Liverpool, right, he wasn't given much of a chance at Liverpool. But you know what? As soon as he got his chance, like, even if he played, like, an FA Cup game or a Carabao Cup game, you know what I mean, like Liverpool normally do, he'd score goals. And he's got that much experience in the Premier League to try and keep us up for one season. Like, what this season, Sunderland need to focus on one thing. Like, next season, I meant to say, is to be in the Premier League for the other season. Because obviously, you know what teams are like. They're going up, they're going down. The past 2 years, the teams who have gone up have gone straight back down again. I don't want that happening to Sunderland. So if that was me, I'd personally sign him for 1 or 2 seasons easily. But obviously, another thing on me case as well, like, obviously people have been raving about Enzo Lafay, and I don't rate Enzo Lafay whatsoever. See, he's went from a French side to Roma to Sunderland, and there must be something wrong there. If you're going from a Serie A player, he's supposed to be a top-notch player, but I just haven't seen that at Sunderland. Obviously he's had to fill in on left wing for Mundo because he's been injured. But even when he's been playing in his actual position in centre attacking midfield, he hasn't still shown an improvement. And I don't know if it's me. People can call us an idiot, whatever, but I just don't think. The one, how much is it? 25 million if Sunderland go up this season. The one, 25 million Roma for Enzo. And honestly, it would be absolute stupid if we signed him. I just think he's the most overrated player at Sunderland. I just don't rate him whatsoever. I don't know if you agree with us or not. Get down in the comments if you do or don't, and just say what's what, because honestly, I just don't rate him as a player whatsoever. I think he's overhyped, overrated, and he just does nothing for Sunderland. I'd rather play Job back in his normal position in centre attack midfield, who actually creates something, than Enzo, who just passes to the side all the time. Because, mate, he's a good player. The only good time I've seen Enzo Lafay on the pitch was against Middlesbrough, when he beat Luke Ayling. That's the only good thing I've seen for Enzo so far. But I really do hope he improves tomorrow against QPR, because honestly, he could be a good player, but I still haven't seen it yet. And he's been at the club for how long now? January, February, March, April, 4.5 months even. You know what I mean? So he does need to show a massive improvement. Next, personally, right, who I'd sign as well is either Harry Winks or Oliver Skipp. Them two players there, even Harry Winks especially, is an absolute top player. Harry Winks, he can create magic passes, he can create opportunities. Honestly, I've seen it this season for Leicester. Obviously, Leicester are down already, and honestly, there hasn't been a massive improvement from Leicester this season, because obviously they're all straight back down. But I do really think either Skipp or Winks could get into a Sunderland side. And who I'd take as well from Leicester as well, he'd go probably cheap as Wilfred Ndidi. He's got Premier League experience, Champions League experience. He's got everything. That's why I would personally take Ndidi. Next on my list, who I would sign for around about 5 million, is Harry Maguire. He has been slowed all his career. Right, he has made mistakes, but honestly, when he puts on that shirt, he plays for the badge, and that's the only 2 players this season who has played for the badge. This season is Bruno and Harry Maguire, but we're not here to talk about Man United. Harry Maguire is an organiser. Honestly, he's improved massively this season, especially. Yesterday, I think it was against Athletic Bilbao. What a player he was on the pitch. He was man of the match for me yesterday. Honestly, personally, I would sign him. 4 or 5 million pound easily would get him in the door. He's an experienced defender. He's experienced in Champions League, Europa League. What else can I think of? He's won an FA Cup, Intercontinental Cup. Well, I meant Carabao Cup as well. Don't know where I got Intercontinental. Fuck off. But like I said, he's an absolutely brilliant player. So I'd personally sign Harry Maguire. So that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Personally, that's who I would sign for Sunderland if we do go up this season. And obviously, the players who will leave. Like, obviously, I think Cirkin will leave, Trey Hume, Dan Neil, Easley, Job, Rigg, Patterson. All them will leave. if we don't go up this season. But you've got to look at it this way. That transfer fee there. Archie Gray left for Tottenham for 45 million at the age of 17. Chris Rigg right now is only 18, and I think he is better than Archie Gray personally. Archie Gray is obviously Archie Gray is a brilliant player. You can play in vast positions, but Chris Rigg creates opportunities. And if we can get 35 to 40 million off Chris Rigg, honestly, we'll be laughing. Job, 20 to 25 million easily, because honestly he's probably one of the biggest youngsters named out there at the moment, who are on like German teams' radars, French, English Premier League, everything. So honestly, like, we'll be looking at around about 100, 120 million for all them players all together. So honestly, like, if we don't go up this season, we may just have a party next season, because we will go up next season if we do obviously invest. I hope we sign Metham as well on a permanent. Metham this season, unbelievable player, unbelievable. But that is it from me. Make sure you go down, hit that subscribe button. Tomorrow is QPR and Sunderland. It is a return of matchday vlogs. Like I said, I do apologise that I have not been uploading, but we are back, and I'll see you all tonight and maybe tomorrow. Until then, hope you all having a good day, and I'll see you later.